We are now living before the Geulah. We're living before Mashiach's coming, very close. And there's a certain redemptive consciousness that's waiting to come into the world. And when redemptive consciousness needs to come into the world, we need all of our issues to be worked out. Because what is Geulah? Geulah is the time when we will experience full oneness with the Rabbi Shalom. To quote the Rambam, he quotes the Navi Yeshaya, Isaiah chapter 11, Malach ha'aretz deyes Hashem kamayim le'amachasen. The earth will be filled with divine awareness like water covers the sea. It's the time of absolute intimacy and kinship between the human being, every other human being, the Jewish people, the entire planet, the entire cosmos, the entire universe, and God. It's the ultimate oneness, v'nigla k'vod Hashem v'ro chal basa yachtav k'fi Hashem diber. The true spiritual underlying divine energy in every single atom, and every single cell, and every single neuron, and every single electron and neutron will emerge, and the entire universe will become one. But for that to happen, we need to spit out our toxicity. We need to spit out our trauma. We need to spit out our dysfunction. And many of our children are doing that. They cannot relate anymore to hypocrisy, to lies, to deception. Remember, in epigenetics, we know that trauma affects genes. So every one of us carries in our genes trauma of thousands of years. And all of it is coming out now in many of our children. But just like they carry the trauma of 2,000 years, they also carry the faith, the resilience, the wisdom, the emunah, the mesirus nefesh, the depth, the commitment, the dedication, the brilliance, the emotions, the bitachon, and also the pain and the trauma. Now, for many generations, the motto was, put one foot ahead of another foot and just move on. That's been our motto as well. Many of us have seen parents or grandparents who in many ways were martyrs. And I'm saying even martyrs who stayed alive, but the focus was, forget about what you're feeling, just move on and live a fine life. And they were incredible, incredible people. But somehow it seems that now God is summoning us to a different level of consciousness. One in which we don't only disregard ourselves, but one in which we ultimately work ourselves through. We allow ourselves to become hollow, to become channels for Ein Sof, to become channels for divine infinite energy. For that, I have to be able to open myself up, not to be stuck in toxicity, not to be stuck in dysfunction, not to be stuck in trauma, which is stuck in my body. The body keeps the score, and which does not allow me to live an expansive life in which I'm a conduit for the divine. Essentially, every one of us is an ambassador of Hashem in this world. But for me to be an ambassador, I have to be able to be open to that. And when I get stuck in my own impaired beliefs about myself, I get stuck in self-loathing and in self-shame and in guilt and in anger. It's very difficult for me to be that ambassador. Our children today are challenging us. They are triggering us, but they're waking us up to become the ultimate generation. This is your finest hour, my dear friends. My finest hour doesn't emerge when everything is just serene and tranquil and the kids are doing exactly what I expected them to do. The finest hour becomes that hour when I transcend my fear, my shame, my guilt, my anger, the blame game. And I start asking myself, how can I become a channel for God's infinite love?
TheYeshiva.net